console.
Oh, we're good to go?
I think so.
Okay. Très bien. What does that mean?
Très bien, yeah.
What does that mean? Is that good afternoon or is that good morning or what is that?
Très bien is really good.
Is what?
Very good.
Very good, very good. Okay. Très bien. Right, very good. Okay.
Wait just a second.
Are we live yet?
We're live.
We're live.
We're live. All right. Welcome, everybody, to live coverage of the 2023 ACL Europe Open. We are here in Paris,
Yes,
France, for the culmination of the European Cornhole Series. What a season it's been. I am Trey Ryder, joined alongside the Tornado himself, Chris Tornatola, in the booth. Chris, Tornado. Man, you're back for another European event. What's it like being back here in Paris?
Oh, well, this is our first trip to Paris.
That's
first
true.
time I've ever been here. My lady has been here about a dozen times for work-related issues, so she's very familiar with the country, the travel arrangements. We've been taking trains and buses everywhere. We have not rented a car. This is my second European Open. I was out in Germany and had a fantastic, wonderful experience out there. This game's already on the way. It's already 6-0. I didn't even know these guys were firing bags already. But yeah, no, it's been a wonderful time. Had a chance to go check out the Eiffel Tower the other day. We went on a bus tour through the city and learned a lot of history about the country and seen a lot of concrete buildings. There's no buildings out here that are made of wood construction. Everything is concrete and everything is hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Yes, and for those at home, I know everybody's wondering, my croissant counter is up to 8. I've eaten 8 croissants since I've been here in Paris. Okay, it's been a few days now. I've been here since Wednesday, so it's 3 days, but I'm at a solid, just under 3.0 CPR or CPD, croissants per day. Yeah. So really firing them in there right now. So anyway, we're going to be here all weekend long. For those of you that are in the States tuning in, it's early for you. We appreciate you tuning in. It's 6:30 a.m. So if you're tuning in, you're probably getting ready for work. You saw that we had some live footage coming. You said to yourself, I want to tune in. For those of you that are here in Europe and you're not here, first of all, why? Second of all, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you at the next European Open event. Yeah,
6:30 East Coast time. It's also 3:30 a.m. West Coast time. So if you are on the West Coast and you are watching us,
you've had a long night.
Yeah, go to bed or top of the morning until you're 1 of the two.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a really early morning or if that's a really late night, so one of the two. But we are going to bring you some women's and senior action this afternoon. But first, we do have the finals of the novice doubles competition. So what's great here in Europe is really the wide range of skill levels that we get. We are doing novice doubles for those that are just getting into the game. A lot of new players just getting into it. And right out of the gate, we have 2 teams, one from Belgium and one from Slovakia going head-to-head. I know Team Slovakia has been fired up all weekend to be competing here. So the guys from Slovakia, that's going to be Milos and Oldrich. They're up currently 7-1. On Michael and Michael. And I know I'm pronouncing, it's going to be bad in pronunciation throughout the entire weekend, but I'm going to do my best before every game to try to get names. They jumped ahead and went ahead and started before I could get pronunciations, but we'll work on that all weekend. But yeah, it's fun. It's been really fun, Chris, and I know you've seen it too, just to see the wide range of cultures that we have playing here this weekend.
Absolutely. We haven't had a chance to say it yet, but we got 17 countries, players made up of 17 different countries from around attending this event. And before we get too far off topic, I wanted to mention to you, you're talking about the names there. I can't read English, never mind Slovakia and whatever else, Belgium. Like, if you're asking me to pronounce games, forget it. Like, I don't even know. I'm just going to go with Mike and Mike on the far side. Mike and Mike. Fire bags against lucky bags in this one.
Yes, and I think it's really cool just to see, and everybody's so well branded here with where they're from. I mean, you walk in the building and everybody, you can tell immediately who's from what country. Yep. I mean, it's just been really cool just to see all the different players, and everybody is so, just excited, and everybody's got their own group. I mean, we see country flags. I look in the stands, and they have reserved sections of the stands, literally with like their country's flag just laying over the certain seats. I mean, it's really incredible, and it's going to be a fun weekend. We have the group play of the World Cup coming up in a little bit. So we have 14 different countries represented by that World Cup, 13 individual countries, and then the 14th is kind of a hodgepodge of different countries that couldn't assemble a full team rest of world. So certainly the Americans going to be favored in that one. That American team is going to be led by Tony Smith, Hunter Thorne, Frank Modlin, and Trey Birchfield. So obviously that team is very stout.
Absolutely.
The Canadians have traveled a really strong team. We got Bernie Portalesi, Brandon Brown, just to name a few.
Yep.
We also have the French, right? The French. We had our we had our Sweet 16, which is kind of like our Tournament of Champions. And Mathieu Rivol, he has made it all the way to the finals. He's kind of right now being viewed as one of the top players, if not the top player in Europe. So the French team, Bruno Bocquier also on that team. He was the #1 seed going into that tournament. So the French are going to be really highly touted. But even the Germans have a really strong team. Rene Schindler, he's been one of the top players for a while. But I've heard a lot of noise about the Croatian team as well. And they're, I've been told, going to bring a lot of energy. So it's really cool just to be here and be a part and see the different stages of all these different countries and how they keep getting better.
Trey, I'm going to tell you, you get an A+ from me because you certainly did your homework on that one. I mean, I had a chance to play a lot of these guys, and you really must have no life, but other than just, like scout out cornhole players. But I'm going to tell you, like you are right on about all of that because all the names that you just mentioned, Bruno and Matthew, like I played against them, and they are very good European players and probably the cream of the crop. And I expect the French team to bring it, and they're probably going to square off against the Americans. Of course, the Americans. Tony and Trey and Frank and who's the fourth one? Jimmy?
No, it's Trey Birchfield, Hunter Thorne.
Hunter
was probably the one that you missed there, but it's going to be certainly a fun one. So again, this is our novice doubles final. So these players just getting into the game, and I thought it was Toon de Vries, who's head of the WCO and head of ACL Europe here, has done a phenomenal job of putting together these European Championship events. But thought it was a great idea. Showcase some of these players just getting into it, and because there's people from these home countries tuning in to watch some of these players. So it'll be a fun one. Right now it's 10-3. The duo from Slovakia up 10-1. Milos and Oldrich.
Yeah, we got to go back to Tone for a second. I'm not sure if saying what is it, Tone? Is that how you?
Tone, yes.
Tone, yeah. So we got to give him a lot of credit because he's really spent a lot of time out here developing the European cornhole nation. And when I attended the German Open, it was 75 teams in the Open, or 75, 76, and I didn't really know, but that was a lot at the time. You go back in the States and you're running tournaments with 300-400 teams. And then you come out here, and then there's 75 teams. And by volume, certainly it's less. But, to see that cornhole is growing as much as it is in Europe, we are attending this is the largest European Open to date. I think there's somewhere around 100 teams, maybe a little bit more than 100 teams going to be competing in the Open event tomorrow. And we are on course here, and I'm hoping that there's going to be more European Opens next year. I have no idea what the plans are, so if you'd like to share anything, I'd love to hear it. And so would the folks out there.
Yeah, I think Tone would get mad at me if I shared too much information, but I've heard, big bag, heard a little bit of rumblings that there may be a German championship coming maybe next year, so I can't say that for sure, but I know there's a lot of countries that are wanting to host it now.
That's great.
And all these different countries are really putting together incredible, groups that are just wanting to play at such a high level. I mean, you have. I was even talking to the UK. The UK is really starting to boom. between Daniel, and I was talking with Matthew as well. Matthew Richardson, I'm actually seeing over here right now. He used to live in the panhandle of Florida, but he used to play blind draws all the time in the military.
Oh, yes.
Stationed
That's
here.
right. I know you're talking about. I met him.
So he's stationed here, and he's trying to bring he's trying to help establish Daniel and UK Cornhole and put them on the map.
That's right.
By far, the biggest group here in Europe is, from what I understand, the Germans. They have over 450 players playing across their country and playing. I mean, that's an incredible number when you consider how young cornhole is still here in Europe, but more and more countries. I just met someone from Switzerland. I met someone from Sweden. I mean, really, it's incredible the number of different players that are playing now.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more about that. When I had attended the German Open, there was at that time, I heard information that there was a lot of players that were playing deck rounds because they don't really have like a lot of cornhole groups. Like I'm from the northeast part of the United States, where I live up in Massachusetts, and that whole conference is overwhelmingly buried with groups. Like I've been looking around, and there's like 20 groups to shoot with, like on a Monday night within a 100-mile radius of where we are, and like the numbers in my area are incredible, and it's great to see. But the people around here in these other countries, they don't have that. They don't have a group that can go shoot with 20, 30 people at a blind draw or something like that, so they do a lot of deck rounds out here. So
yeah, it's all about finding a way to get more reps in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And as more and more of these groups get put together and more opportunity is there to showcase, I mean, it's really going to be fun to see how each one of these countries continues to evolve, because you'll get more and more competition, and more competition breeds some of the best players. And it's funny, as I was talking to Felix, who's on the German team. I was talking to him just a little bit ago, and Felix, I was talking to him, and I said, I know this sounds crazy to say, but like the people that are in this building are arguably the people that are going to be on the Olympic teams.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I know that sounds crazy to say, but we're at a point now where cornhole's going to be in the Olympics. It's just a matter of when, right? I mean, I think realistically it's in 2032.
Right. These are the people that are out in front of it because they're putting in the time. They're ahead of the curve, And until all the 12-year-olds around here learn how to roll bags and take all of them out, okay, like these are the people who are going to be there.
Yes, absolutely. So let's see. We got some people jumping in the chat here. Dylan Burris checking in from Cincinnati, Ohio at 6:30 a.m. We appreciate you tuning in.
Yes.
What time is it here? It is, check my watch, it is just
12:45.
12:45, almost 1 o'clock here. So we are 6 hours ahead of Eastern time. We got Comb Fingers. We got some big fans of his. People from Germany tuning in. Yes, a lot of fans from Germany. And Germany, yeah, absolutely one of the largest clubs here. And they got like I said, they got a tough team too, between Renee and a couple of the German teams or German players that are really stout. I believe, I think it's Guni, Reitz. I believe he's on that team as well, and he's been a top player for a while. But it's great. I mean, it's great.
Played against Renee last night. He shot a 10-8.
Really?
Against my opponent. Yeah. My partner on the other end. But I had seen him before. He was at the German Open. He had a lot of good runs in the brackets out in Germany. And I'm sorry, who's the other guy you mentioned?
Guni. Yeah, right
Gunnar.
Here. I see him. I know you guys can't see him, but I believe here. Yeah, he's
over
the
here,
taller
the blue shirt.
gentleman. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those guys around a lot in the Germany Open. A lot of them were in the finals. I mean, Jimmy had a good day. He pretty much won just about everything there was to win, I think, except for one bracket. But yeah, they made a lot of deep runs and solid players. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. So it is 18-4 here. The team from Slovakia, looks like Milos and Oldrich, getting closer and closer to a novice doubles championship here.
Yep. So this is single elimination? We're not running double here?
Yes, this is a single elimination, I believe. Yes. We're running the preferred, what I'm hearing from a lot of players in Europe, and Tony even says, he said, they don't like double elimination.
Really?
A lot of them here like
Really?
the rounders into single elimination, which is very different than what we're used to in the States. I mean, the States, if you run single elimination tournaments, you're going to...
Nobody's showing up. People will not show up. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, Dix Bub says, at work, ready to get off watching Cornhole, the only thing keeping me up. Well, shout out to you tuning in here. You must be working the night shifts. I appreciate you watching. And like I said, you got some great Cornhole action coming your way here over the next few matches. And I'm really excited to see, like I said, we're going to be showcasing women's and seniors on this live feed. So that'll be what's being showcased here after this game, as it's 19-4. There's a couple really stout women here that I think have a lot of potential. I was personally watching arguably probably the top female in Europe right now. I see her right here on the board next to us, Katarina. She's from Croatia.
Yes,
and
I remember her from last time. We played her in the World Cup.
And she's really, I was watching her. Now, she definitely had some ups and downs, right? But you can see the potential. But I was watching her lay blocks on purpose and then flip it over, go around, go through. Like, the execution when she was locked in was what you see back across the pond, right?
Absolutely.
And now, getting an opportunity to watch her in person, she's, she draws a lot of respect from the Europeans here.
Yeah, she just hit a big bag to win a round by 6, 2 boards over from us.
Oh, a big miss on the push there as they creep closer, 19-4, 2 points away here in our novice doubles final.
I mean, if this player can collect all that down the middle, they're going to win the game. Oh! Wow.
Tough break.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Lay up for a point here.
Just don't knock anything in.
Yes, that's a good layup there. How are you been playing?
You had to ask. You had to ask. Let's put it this way. I've been unsatisfied. I'll leave it at that.
Yep. Silky from Germany, another top female. Yes, I had a chance to watch her as well. I don't see her right now. She may be in between games, but yes, she is a top female from Germany as well that I've had my eyes on. Someone I'm looking forward to watch here. And I'm really hoping we're going to be able to get some of these top European players over to the 2024 World Championships next year, because I think this year some of them were close to being ready, but next year 100% they will be ready to see what that competition like, and that's how you get better.
Even from the last the German Open I went to this Open, I've already noticed the difference in some of the players that you had mentioned. So they weren't shooting 10-8s the last time around. So
right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think the American players traveling over here really helps them. And I remember seeing a lot of it on my timeline where people were saying, they were very thankful and grateful for the American people coming over. Everybody in Germany was just so really respectful. And, he thanked us just for coming over and playing. And he said, please come back and bring more with you next time. So there's some different folks that have made their way out here.
There's a lot of, a lot is relative, right? I would say ballpark, what do you think, Tornado? 15, 20 Americans here? I mean, it's not.
I'd say somewhere between 20 and 30 altogether, because there are some non-pros.
That's what I'm saying.
Too.
There's some non-pro Americans here. There's a big group from Washington, where Dean Norton and his crew, and there's a big group from Central Connecticut,
I was going to mention
that are
them
here.
Too. Yep, it's about 3 or 4 of them. We see them all the time at regionals when we travel down to Connecticut. But yeah, I mean, I'd say between 20 and 30 American players, and then the rest is just a mix of countries from around. Going to be heading to Australia in December. Very excited about that one. That'll be, I think, the 3rd continent I'll be playing Cornhole on.
Yeah.
Getting the continent numbers up there. As long as it counts towards the Ironman, that's good.
And that's a big one. Yes. Team Slovakia. That looks like Milos and Oldrich are going to get the win here. And we got the Slovakia flag already. Like I said, we're going to see plenty of flags this weekend. I mean,
yes.
Every different country has got their country flags, part of the celebration when they win, and just a big win. Again, novice doubles, players just getting into the game for the first time. But ultimately, it's a win for the country, right? I mean, it's a win for the country, and they're excited. And I believe that's the first trophy of the weekend right? So I mean, I think
Jimmy got one last
swap
night.
last night.
Swap,
but
yeah.
as far as entering the tournament, getting ready to play, it's Team Slovakia getting a big win in novice doubles from Milos and Oldrich. What a win!
Congratulations to them. Very happy for them. They have a lot to be proud of. So.
Yes. All right. We're going to take a quick break, wait for our next match. We're live here in Paris, France for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. Trey Ryder, Chris Tornatola. We'll be back right after this. That's what you want, right? I'll just go to break and lower it down. We've only done this once or 500 times. Congratulations. Congrats. Congrats. Good job. All right, welcome back, Cornhole fans everywhere. We got one of the top Americans traveling across the pond, competing actually against another American from Central Connecticut Cornhole, here to kick off our senior singles action. We have Frank Maudlin versus Paul Powers. As we look in here, I'm looking at the bracket here. Frank Maudlin was the 1 seed, not a shocker there to anybody. Looks like Paul Powers is who he'll be taking on here. Looking through some of these names that I recognize. Yeah, Gunther down there, or Guni as I believe he goes by. He's one of those players. He's the 3 seed. He's who I had my eye on. Conrad Rain also down there. So be interested to see. Really, I mean, I think everybody believes this is Frank Maudlin's tournament to lose. But the question is, can anybody give him a little bit of trouble, right? I do think the women's singles, and we're going to kind of go back and forth between some women's and some senior action. I really think the women's is going to be wide open. So we'll see who ends up taking down women's as we go here, and we start off on both of these individual matches. So when it comes to the women, looks like Rainey. I don't want to say that name wrong.
Am I on? Can you hear me? I played against her last night. She was one of my partners in the swap, and she threw really well. I was really impressed. She was right down the middle with the majority of her bags. 1 or 2 left, right, here and there. Not bad, but I'm not surprised to know that she's in it and going to make a deep run.
Yep. Let's see, Ginger Tormolin. I believe she's actually an American. Ginger here. She's from the Northwest. She was the 2 seed. The 3 seed was Heidi Janka. She's from Central Connecticut Cornhole. She's another American. I saw her and Katarina have a battle. So her and Katarina from Croatia, they had a great battle in the rounders. But both of those ladies are into the second round here as we wait to get started here on this senior singles action game.
I don't think they're live yet, are they? They're still going down and back?
No, still a little bit of down and back action. Appreciate you guys tuning in, especially if you're tuning in from the States. I know it's early, just getting, almost 7 a.m. there. So some early cornhole action for you guys. It is just about 1 o'clock, 1,300 hours here in Paris. So I had myself... we were just talking about my croissant counter. Up to 8 on my croissant counter for
I have not
the
had
week.
one yet.
8.
But I have had, what do you call it, a crepe? I've had a crepe. And I'm going to tell you, I had a ham and cheese crepe yesterday morning for breakfast, and it was absolutely delicious. The food around here has been really, really good. And I was advised on the way out here before I got here that food was going to be a problem because I'm a really picky eater. And I'm going to tell you, all the food that I have had has been really good.
I mean, do you like bread and cheese? I feel like if you like bread and cheese, you're going to be all right in Paris. So I think for breakfast this morning, my wife and I just ordered 7 different types of bread. It was croissant number 1, chocolate croissant, and a praline croissant. I mean, it was just all these different ways to just have bread. So it was great. Yeah,
we found a little breakfast shop on the walk over this morning. I actually stopped and grabbed a little bit of food, and so I was all set. But the Lady Tornadoes, she's on top of everything. She ended up finding a little breakfast shop I'm probably going to stop at tomorrow morning on the way over.
There you go. So looks like we are underway here, and these bags are live.
In the words of Bernie Neighbors, these bags are live. We're going to have Cats against... I don't know what Frank's throwing.
You don't know what Frank Maudlin is throwing. It's a Game Changer Evolution.
Oh, okay. All right.
Come on.
Game Changer. Right. I should have known. Frank went straight from the Pro Invitational, or the Pro, not Invitational, excuse me, the Pro bracket this morning right into seniors, with no break.
When he goes airmail, trying not to drag it. That is an airmail drag that does drag something.
I think Frank's going to get 2 out of it. Okay, 12 on 10 right there.
Going right into seniors.
2-0, no Frank Maudlin.
And
he has been very popular here, and I'm not sure if it's because of his pure domination of USA Cornhole in particular, kind of representing the U.S. on an international scale. But he's been the biggest celebrity in the building. We got the #1 player in the world, Tony Smith. Tony Smith's getting a lot of eyes, but Frank Modlin's getting all the handshakes.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, everybody has been excited to watch Frank Modlin.
Yep. Do you know who Frank is playing doubles with tomorrow? Who's he playing the Open with?
I believe he's playing with you, isn't he?
No, he's not playing with me.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'd love to have him as a partner.
I do not know who Frank is playing with in the Open tomorrow. I guess we'll find out. But, you know, what is interesting, too, is, you know, I kind of asked, like, why Frank? Why has he become this model? It's because, one, he's been playing for a while, and a lot of these players that have just been getting into it respect somebody that's been playing for a long period of time. And, like, we're seeing a very high influx of a youth movement in the United States, but right now, the large number of players that are getting into playing the game here in Europe are of an older generation. And so a lot of them see and respect Frank for kind of being a representative of that.
Good bag right there by Frank. That's a great bag.
It is, yeah, because Paul's like, man, I wish he had just taken it.
Right, so at this point, he's either going to hit a backside airmail clean or he's going to come down the middle and try to get it all.
Oh, how about that, back-to-back?
He hit the shot before I had a chance to say he's got to come down the middle and get all of it, you know, to wash out the round, which is going to be a tough shot, but he executed a great bag right there.
Yeah, his back of the jersey says power shot. That was a power shot right there, getting everything in. Still remains 2-0. Frank Modlin out to a lead. Looking at the seniors bracket, looks like the winner of this game will play the winner of Bern Stum and Alain Gosselin.
Oh, I thought this was the finals. This is not the finals.
Oh, no, we got a long way to go.
Oh.
Long way to go.
Oh.
So Frank, winner of that, will play the winner of there. It looks like Barry Tormolin, I believe another American. He's into the semifinals. Guni Reitz and Jean-Francois Piquet, maybe.
Do we have a ladies match on deck?
Let's look here. I don't know anything about on deck, but looks like they are holding some of these. Tracy DeCoste and Carrie Soleo. Look at that.
That'd be a good game to put up here.
Yeah. Ginger's still playing. Heidi Jenk. Yeah, we'll be interested to see what they give us up here. At some point, we got to get some Europeans up on this stream, so we'll see.
I'm a little good bag by Frank. That was a good bag.
Frank gets in a zone, especially on those airmails. It becomes automatic. This is looking like a 7 spot. You got to make it just a 7, nothing more. And he does a pretty good job of bringing it closer, but it is going to be 7 points, be a 9-0 lead for Captain America, Frank Modlin.
Frank looked like he's trying to get a block down with his first bag, heading back the other way.
Block the block.
Yeah,
double
Paul's
block.
on the wrong side of it.
Got a skinny lane down the center, and he looks like he's trying to stay down the middle, and he does. Love that bag there, and a good block behind. Should be airmail time for Frank Modlin.
Yep, 100% airmail shot right here.
FM Air 21 is his old nickname. He hits one right there. Bang. Power going up. He misses. This should be a short airmail to try to drag, and he gets some.
Great bag by Frank on the airmail drag. Plus, he leaves a blocker in the way. Paul's not going to be able to get all of that. He's going to minimize as best he can.
Beautiful bag to just kind of drip around that left side.
Yep, Frank's still going to hit for 5.
You know what that cornhole scenario bag is? Is that a Cat 3? It was playing like a Cat 3 right there. That thing was just dripping in the hole.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever cat bag it is, I think it's one of the faster bags that rimmed around the hole and flushed in.
See, we came in this morning and the boards were playing super fast.
Yes.
Super fast,
100%.
but
somewhere along the way, the conditions changed and the way the bags played changed.
Well, and part of that, honestly, is because of the temperature. It is warm in here. It is very warm in here.
Hot.
Yeah, and that's mostly because apparently Europe doesn't believe in air conditioning. So that is something I had to adjust to, and because I like my AC, Tornado. I'm from the South now, so I like my air conditioning. You know, I'm a little bit of a diva now, apparently.
You know what I do for a living, Trey, right? Besides all the cornhole stuff?
Yes, that's true. That's true. You are no longer a tech, I guess. You're like a manager, right? Is that correct?
No, I refuse any managerial type position, but I'm going to tell you I've been training guys for quite a while. So, yeah, but I mean, I'm coming up on 30 years of being an HVAC service technician. So, if you've got a problem with your heating and air conditioning, you can call me. Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. But if you think I'm coming out at 3:30 or on the weekends, you're out of your mind. Right? I am not coming out. Not after hours, okay? You got to get me between my regular work shift.
Frank Maudlin up 15-1 now. The winner of this will play Byrne Stum. I don't know much about Byrne, but we're going to learn quickly. Frank Maudlin in on that third bag. And Paul Powers trying to stay in it here. My favorite thing about seniors is just watching to see which senior is going to be responsible for the tablet. I always make the joke that seniors and juniors are opposite. If you ever, you always make the younger player. You always make the junior. If you're playing against someone under the age of 18, you got to give them the tablet because they work that tablet faster than anybody.
Have you ever seen Damon Dennis try to operate the tablet?
I've seen Damon Dennis straight up give up and just say, "Nah, I can't do it."
I shouldn't pick on him because I'm electronically challenged myself, but even I can learn. Oh, good bag
Big
right there.
bag by
Good bag.
Powers. That's going to get him some points.
Yeah, it's going to get him one.
Yeah, it's going to get him one in the round. Going to be 15-2.
So now he scored in
Challenge
the last 2
myself.
points. Can we say that he's on a comeback, or is it too soon to say it's a comeback?
I think
Ooh,
this
good bag.
this one
Good bag.
is on a comeback train.
Oh, yeah?
You're just going to have to throw 47 in a row to win.
He's probably going to have to throw more than that. Probably more than 47 in a row. But
If he hits 47 in a row, he will win this game. I can promise you that. I will promise it.
I think Frank can run bags as good as anybody.
I didn't say he was going to have to do it running backs. I said if he hits 47 in a row, he's going to win. Pinky promise.
What are the odds on that? What do you think?
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Paul Powers. Frank set up for points here, though.
Yep. Ooh,
In to sneak in for 4.
Oh, he's only going to be 2. It's only going to be 2.
Man, better call your bag manufacturer, right? Wanted that one to drip in the front.
Yeah.
I believe he went sticky side there, which was a little bit surprising, as much as Frank does throw slick side often.
Well, I think he may have aimed that bag a little bit too. You know, he wanted to be a little too careful. You know, trying to get the 4 for sure, but tried to sneak it in and just didn't put enough on it. Frank with a commanding lead in this one, 17-2.
Ooh, that could be valued at 3. It's in. This has got to be in.
It's got to be in.
And it is not. Frank Maudlin going to take down Paul Powers to advance to the senior singles semifinal here in Paris, France for this European Open. A pretty commanding victory for Frank Maudlin, and can't say a ton of people are surprised just based on the way that Frank Maudlin has not only dominated a lot of games in the past, but he's even dominated the senior division this past year inside the United States. He's just so hard to beat in the seniors division.
Yeah, we got to tip our cap to Frank. I mean, he shot a great game right there. He's had a lot of success. He's been in the game a long time. He's tough to beat.
Tough to beat indeed. All right. We are going to take a break. When we return, we will have more senior singles and women's singles action live here from Paris, France for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. Back after this. Welcome back, Cornhole fans across the globe.
Yes.
Tuning into more Cornhole action live from the ACL Europe Open here in Paris, France. The culmination of an 8-open European tour, all bring us to this championship event here in Stade Charlotte, maybe? Not bad, not bad. I'm getting a thumbs up from our wonderful not tournament director, our live stream director, Kos. How do you spell that? C-A-S, Kos.
C-A-S.
Ah,
Okay,
look at me.
Kos.
Just absolutely slaying it on the pronunciations right now. That means it can only get worse from here. So just expect it to get worse. So here we go. Well, two names that we do know here in the women's singles division. We have an American versus a Canadian. Players that we've seen on tour all season long. And someone that you know pretty well, Tornado.
I do, yeah. I may be rooting for one over the other in this one, but I'm going to tell you, we are very, very close friends with the Canadian. They love us. They follow us on our page and all that good stuff. But
so we are going to get it rolling here. Tracy DeCoste, Carrie
Shillelagh.
I didn't realize it was the E at the end.
Shillelagh.
See, I already told you it was going to get worse. Told you it was going to get worse.
All right.
All right, as we go here, Tracy versus Carrie, and that bag did not spin at all. All right, and it looks like these bags are going to be live here. We are here in our women's singles bracket. This is a quarterfinal match. The winner of this will take on Rainy Chelou. I don't know. We'll have to figure out how we pronounce that when we get there. Looks like on the other side, we do have Katarina Belak. I don't know. We'll have to see how that's pronounced. But Katarina is from Croatia. Kind of viewed as one of the top women, if not the top female here in Europe. So we'll see how she fares, and hopefully we'll get that game. She'll play the winner of Heidi Janka, who is from the United States, and she's taking on Silky Bits from Germany, and she's another one of the top females that we're looking out for. So at least early in this action, we do have Tracy out to an early 1-0 lead, playing, of course, representing Canada.
Lady Tornado had a chance to take two in that first frame. Her last bag skipped off the board and away from her. We got people walking in and out of the boards over here. Apparently, they don't realize it's a live game.
And Frank Maudlin almost did the same thing.
Almost did the same thing.
And Carrie gives a little bit of a smirk. Frank was just on this court, too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
should have known. Lady T with an opportunity for points right here. The bag is just barely on the board. We'll get cat bags against Siva Penetrators. Tornado edition bags.
Ooh, a Tornado edition.
Yep.
We get an and one? She thought about it.
Yep.
Look pretty, throw dirty. I was expecting an and one there from Carrie.
Yep. That's not her game. She doesn't do that much, though.
I know. So. Lindy Brand says, I don't know who to root for. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I know it's just past 7 a.m. there on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast watching us and it's 4 a.m. in the United States, then...
top of the morning, too,
yeah. Very early morning. Get some coffee. Get rolling here. Of course, if you're here in Europe, 1, why aren't you here? And 2, thank you for watching anyways.
Since you mentioned that, I am going to advise or possibly throw this out there for some folks that if you have not been to a European Open, you should definitely try one. It is worth the experience. And I'm going to tell you, I had some reservations about traveling outside of the United States of America because I was just kind of a scaredy cat, and just that, you know, like the language barrier. I was afraid of the language. Like, how am I going to communicate with people? How am I going to handle money? What are the laws? What am I going to eat? All that kind of stuff. Carrie's going to take 2. So, but until I got to another country and I realized that, you know, the common language amongst all the countries here in Europe are English. So people speak French and English, German and English, you know, Swedish and English, you know, so English is the common ground, you know, so the communication was not nearly as bad as what I thought it was going to be. The food, the food is good. The money has not been handling money. You know, the exchange rate has not been nearly as bad as what I thought it was going to be. So, it's really it's been great. And now this is my second adventure out of the United States and off to the North American continent. All right, we got to get somebody over here to like stop these guys from interfering with the game. So, but yeah, no, it's been great. You know, looking forward to heading to Australia. You know, and I don't even know what's on the schedule for next year, but I'm going to whisper something in your ear, and I want you to keep it a secret, Trey. Okay? So I am of Italian heritage, and I was posting it on the pro page last year, looking for or hoping that something could come to Italy. So I don't know if something is in the works for Italy. And Carrie is going to hit for a big round right there. That's a 6 spot for the Lady Tornado. She's now out in front, 10-1. I'm hoping that Italy is going to be on the docket, if not next year, perhaps within the next couple of years. So yeah, because I'm Italian and I want to go to my country, and where my heritage is from, I've never been there, and I'm hoping to go there at some point in my life. All right, Lady Tornado is going to have first bag, heading back the other way. She's out in front, 10-1 right now. Trey Ryder is occupied, so I'm going to carry the conversation for the moment. Tracy with 1 bag. Off to the right, Lady Tornado got a very collectible bag in the lane. She goes far side around it. Tracy comes down the lane. She blows by the Lady Tornado's bag. Lady Tornado pulled her bag back in play. Looks like she may be able to get to 12 here, and Tracy is going to collect it. Lady Tornado is going to hit this. She's going to go back-to-back 4-baggers. I don't know who this woman is over here, but she is throwing some fire. She never does that.
No,
Not
she's
when
throwing.
She ever plays
she's
with
throwing
me.
Siva penetrators. Is what she's throwing, actually.
Hey, Trey, I can say something really funny right now. It's a little risky, but I can say something funny. Give me a go. Say, go ahead. Go ahead. There is no bag, and I mean no bag, that penetrates the hole like the penetrators.
How much they pay you to say that?
Well, let me tell you, we have a very close relationship with the Siva guys, and we love them to our core.
All right.
But that was one of my.
Well, you said she threw 8 in a row. You ruined it.
Yeah. Well, 8
you
in a
brought
row.
it up. You brought it up.
Yeah, I did. She still get points this round though. Tracy looks like she's off the pace a little bit. I feel like this, like the way Tracy's playing this game, it just seems like it's her one-off game. Like Carrie could throw a 10, and Tracy would throw like a 9, or like Carrie would throw an 8, and Tracy would throw a 7. It just seems that's the way the game is going. But Tracy's in position to strike for 2 now, so I could be entirely wrong about that. Oh, Carrie went 12-12 and then 5. Tracy can hit for 4.
Ooh, onto the right-hand side. As we look here looking through the rest of this bracket, looks like they are going ahead and playing these seniors games, so we will get a senior singles final probably next game that'll be up. And then women here still making their way through. So anyway, we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, and then we'll take, as soon as we get done through the women's and the seniors finals that we go through here, we'll play those out. We'll take a little bit of a break. We'll be back in the afternoon for some of the pool play for the World Cup. We'll see some of those matchups head-to-head, and then wrap things up with the big broadcast this evening. That'll be 6 o'clock local time here in Paris, so about noon for you guys there on the East Coast in the United States. We'll be playing on the broadcast court.
I must have cursed the Lady Tornado by saying that she had 8 bags in a row, because this round she is falling apart, and Tracy is showing 12 right now, and Lady Tornado's got to go in to minimize this to 9. So I definitely cursed her.
That is 100% your fault.
Yes, 100%.
Bags in a row,
right,
because
I'm gonna
this
hear about it
round
later, too.
she is falling apart, and Tracy.
Really bad round right there by Carrie. It's unfortunate.
11 points over 2 rounds now for Tracy DeCoste.
Well, the score's back to 0, so first play to 9. Gonna win this one. Whatever's done is done. You got to forget about it. You just got to move forward. And all that stuff I was saying about Tracy, it seemed like it was her one bag off game, and all that went out the window in 2 rounds. Tracy seemed to have gotten hot.
Man, you're good at this commentator, Jinx. You're really good at it. You're very good at this. Another bag in there for Tracy.
I'm going to say this round's going to be 10 on 10. The Jinx is working. It's working. We could still wash it out at 8. And there we go.
That time you tried the reverse Jinx, and it didn't work.
I did.
It didn't work. As we make our way, still 12-12 here. So are you staying? You said you're staying through.
We're here till Monday.
Monday. Oh no,
Yeah,
you're
Monday.
leaving. You're leaving at the same time I am.
Yeah, we're gonna leave Monday. I've had about 10 days off from work. Well, Monday will make about the 10th day off from work. So at some point, I got to get back to it.
Did you go straight from Spencer's?
No, we actually stopped home. We went back home. We were home for about 20 hours. So it wasn't even a full day before we left for Paris. We had to get home. Laundry and stuff, and just. We actually don't live together. A lot of people probably find that hard to believe. Everybody thinks that we're married. We're not even married. Come on, baby. Go in for 3 here.
Both of these ladies just not happy at all with how this round is progressing.
Get up. Oh, thank God.
There's no surprise who Chris Tornatola is rooting for in this one.
Nope, no surprise. Listen, I love Tracy. All right, and I hope that she does well and wins and that she has a great weekend, but just not in this match. Donkey got me earlier on today, so I'm hoping that maybe Lady T can even up the matches.
15-12, Carey is up. Winner of this goes to the semifinal of women's singles.
She's got to stay skinny with this bag. Ideally, she could wrap around the blocker and get a block it perfect. I was going to say get a block in Tracy's slide lane. That would be perfect. Because now she's bullied Tracy's bag out of the lane enough. Oh, she wanted to stay skinny on that one.
In for a wash, and
Ooh,
she's off the right-hand side. That is going to be 3 points. Going to make it 18-12.
As long as Carey never gets 20 points, she can get to 19 points, and she'll be fine. But if she gets on 20, she has this thing in her head, and she calls it the curse of 20. As soon as she gets to 20, just completely falls apart. Completely falls apart. So she can be at 18, that's fine. She can be at 19, that's fine. She just can't be on 20.
So you're saying it'd be better to give up?
She would be better off.
Give up points than to score 2 points
Win
here?
it when she has 18 or 19, but once she gets to 20, forget it. I'm not saying it's going to be a guaranteed loss, but she's going to be in her own head about 20.
Both ladies in first bag, and that one is short. Oh, that bag.
Yeah, that bag's sitting in dirty bag country, but she doesn't have a lot of confidence in her air mail. She's not going to go after that for a dirty bag.
How much will it come back? I don't know if it'll come all the way back, but
I don't think it's going to fall in.
Definitely not now. It's being held up.
Yeah.
In for 3.
Oh,
off the back for a wash.
Bad time for a shank for Tracy, but
still 18-12. Carey Shillelagh.
she didn't really do too well in the rounder. She ended up going 1 and 3, but bags were an issue because the bags that she started out with were sticking and kicking, and they weren't playing the way that she needed them to. So I advised her to switch over to these, and she's done better since. I think she's won 2 in a row. If she could close out this one, it would be 3 in a row. But a long way to go in this one. Tracy gave her a little bit of help right there. Hopefully Carey can hit this on the slick side. Nope. 3 bags off to the left.
Well,
Tracy's
Tracy,
gonna go
yeah,
off.
she tried to sneak in that right side there. She left the door open for a push.
Oh, that
And
bag's going to fall in.
this is a big decision here.
Round is even right now. And Lady Tornado is going to take 1 point out of it.
Yes.
We're going to score that 8 on 7.
It's going to be
She
19.
doesn't know what just happened. She walked away. You got one. All right. As long as she's not on 20, she's going to be fine. I'm telling you, if she's on 19, she's fine. Okay, she's on 20.
So if she's got the last bag in this round and put it on for 1, you're going to tell me she's going to throw it off the board?
I'm going to tell you that she gets freaked out when she's on 20. 18 and 19, she's okay. 20, it's a curse.
Doors open for Tracy to get back into the scoring on this one. That bag is as good as in. That cat bag ain't gonna hang up.
That bag was hanging in the hole too much for it to stay there.
Another bag. This is in
Tracy,
for 4.
Yep.
It is away and in. A 4-bagger by Tracy DeCoste gives her 4, puts it on 19 to 16. Having trouble with the tablet. Sydney Comfort says it's way too early here, but let's go Lady Tornado.
Sydney Comfort, do you know who that is? Do you know who that is?
I probably do.
I think she's friends with a kid that we know from our area. I think there might even be titles on it too, like girlfriend, boyfriend. Oh boy.
That bag is in. Good recovery.
Lady T's got one off the back here.
Ooh,
Carrie can get out of this with just one.
that bag may go, though.
Ooh,
It is dripping.
Yes, it is waiting to fall in. Tracy can catch it on an airmail, but I'm not sure she's going to shoot the airmail. Carrie can go in for 1 right here. Big bag. Oh, come on, baby.
You didn't even want one. You didn't want one. You just told me you don't want one.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
That was better that she didn't go in.
Right.
You don't want one.
Well, listen, it bothers her. It doesn't bother me.
You just told me you preferred.
Well, I prefer it for her sake because she gets in her head about 20. She's okay on 18 and 19.
19-17. DeCoste with first bag. Down by 2.
Really, Tracy misses 1. Carrie's going to have an opportunity. I mean, and that could be it right there. Right? In the words of Trey Ryder, 4-bagger win. Oh, my God.
Gus is having a field day with that one. Your reaction. All right.
All right,
It's
3 is not going to lose this game.
Oh, and she
Ooh,
gives
caught a
it
break.
right back.
Baby, you better bury this bag. Oh, my goodness.
That bag is in, so
Right,
this
you
is
can't
now
lose.
in
Just
for a
don't knock
wash.
her in. Just don't knock her in and go off. Just don't knock her in. Just go in the hole. Just go in the hole.
In for a wash. Or you could airmail drag both bags to lose, right? I'm just kidding.
She could.
And she's in.
Oh, what a bag. Wow.
What
I'm
a
surprised
bag.
that bag didn't fall in.
And that bag.
Hurry up. Go get it. Go get it.
It's a wash.
And she's in. Oh, what a bag. Wow.
What
I'm
a
surprised
bag.
that bag didn't fall in.
All right,
19-17.
19-17. Lady Tornado out in front. Tracy with control of the board. Tracy on the comeback here.
Dylan Romero loves the, he goes, not the oh my God.
All right, Tracy first bag, heading back the other way.
19-17, barn burner on 16.
opportunity here for Lady Tornado. All she's got to do is throw a 4-bagger, right? Trey Ryder, right? 4-bagger wins it.
4-bagger wins it.
Doesn't have to shoot a 4-bagger now. She's got to get to 10. She's good at throwing 10s.
In. And now that will do it. And a 4-bagger to boot.
4-bagger to close it out.
Shillelagh gets the win over Tracy DeCoste. She advances into the women's singles semifinal here of the European Open here in Paris, where she'll take on Rainy Shailoud. We'll figure out how to pronounce that when we get there. We are down to our final 4 in women's. We are down to our finals in seniors. We got more live action here from Paris back right after this.
Be right back.
Welcome back, Cornhole fans across the globe. We are here in Paris, France for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. It is the European Championship of Cornhole, and we got a good one for you next. I'm Trey Ryder, joined now alongside Yimmy Jumans, a.k.a. Jimmy Humans here. What's up,
sir.
Jimmy?
What's going on, Trey?
Oh, living the dream. Living the dream. Tornatola went off to, I guess, practice for the blind draw. Jimmy says, I don't need practice. I'm ready to go. He's already got one trophy on the weekend, Jimmy.
Yep.
You won the swap last night. You swept the German Open just a few months ago. You like it here in Europe.
Yeah, it's something about the air. Makes the air mills go in easier.
Just slices and dices through here. Well, we got another women's singles matchup here. This is a semifinal here of women's singles, and particularly interested in this one for a number of reasons. One, we're going to get a chance to see one of, if not the top female players in Europe, Katarina Belets, right? I said that right? Belets? That's what she said?
Close.
What'd she say?
No, you said it right. I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought that was how she said it. Okay. So Katarina is there on your right. She is in the green and the blue jersey from Croatia. She'll be playing against Heidi Janka, who is from the United States, from Central Connecticut Cornhole. And another reason I'm interested in this one is this is a rematch from earlier. Katarina was up 20-15 and gave up a big 6 spot to lose.
Ooh.
And it was a big win for Heidi. And so now it's kind of a little bit of an opportunity for redemption where it matters more here outside of rounders in here in this final bracket. And we get to see some of the talent that Europe has to offer. So this is an exciting one, Jimmy.
I do like how they do it out here where it's rounders and then it goes into single elim.
Yes, and what I've heard is that's like the preferred way to play here in Europe. Like,
Yeah.
they don't like double elimination.
There is like no such thing as double elim.
It's which, I mean, I think if we did all single elim in the United States, people's heads would explode.
Oh yeah, because you get one bad draw where you have to play like Mark Richards, Mark Richards, Mark Richards.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, and you're done.
luck.
So, or Jimmy Humans.
I don't know about that.
Is that a good draw?
One of those are gonna lose.
Yeah. So here we go. We early 1-0 lead for Heidi there on the left hand, or sorry, now on your right hand side in your screen in that black jersey.
So I actually got to play with Heidi yesterday in one of the rounders. She is throwing cat bags, but those bags aren't as fast as like the other cat bags that I've thrown.
Big bag early, and she gets 3 to go, does Katarina. That's going to be a big round. But yes, you were sorry, I cut you off there. It was a big game. So what were you saying about the cat bags? Did she switch?
Bag early.
So no, I believe those are the same ones we threw.
Okay.
They're just a little bit slower than the like other cat bags I threw.
Yeah, like what we
yesterday.
just saw from Tracy in that last game. Those were fast. And even we saw in the game before, we said the game before that in the seniors, Paul Powers was throwing some really fast. They looked like new cat bags. That's how fast they were playing.
The boards are not purple.
They are not. Just maybe a little bit of lighting here. Purple boards though wouldn't be bad.
that'd be
I mean,
pretty sick.
look, I love purple. So I mean, Clemson orange and purple. You know, those are my colors.
So one board orange, one board purple.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're thinking. So it'll be 4-3 here. A couple points there. Could have been more, honestly. It was shaping up to be a big round for Heidi, but not able to close it completely out. It is going to be 4-3, but she will have first bag here.
So what do you think of the weekend so far, seeing all the talent from Europe?
It's so cool. I mean, there's not a whole lot of different ways I could describe it other than it's just a really cool experience. And talking with all of the different players, meanwhile, great bag there by Heidi as she lays behind there. She's going up for an airmail. That was aggressive. We got slick side for Katarina trying to go through it all, and she gets it.
Shot.
Great recovery there by Katarina. But as you were saying, yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible experience. You know, I walk through here and, you know, it's all the different handshakes, it's all the different dialects, it's all the different accents. I mean, it's cool to see everybody's different perspective, and everybody, you know, views the game and they're at a different stage in the game. And it reminds me a lot of when I got involved in Cornhole, which feels like, you know, 15 years ago now, right?
Okay.
Everybody was just so happy to be playing. Like, it didn't matter how good you were. It was just something that brought people together. And sometimes as we continue to professionalize the game, you know, sometimes you lose a little sight of that, right? Because it becomes this very high stakes, high intensity type of game. And now when I get to come out here and see Europe and see how the different players are playing it and treating it, it is that thing that's bringing them together. It's that thing that it's becoming a community with all these different countries. And it kind of brings me back to those roots, and I love it. It's so fun to watch, and I can't wait to now being out here for the first time and meeting a lot of these players, I can't wait to see how I see them continue to grow, right? Like, I'm seeing a lot of these players for the first time in person. The next time I see them in person, am I going to get, you know, are we going to see them playing at a true pro level? Are we going to see them elevating their game? And I think that's part of what's so exciting is the potential that this has.
So with that being said, when I was in the German Open, like everybody stays when they lose. They watch the finals, they watch every game before that, and they cheer for, even if they're like rooting for their German player and they're like, say they're getting smoked, they'll still cheer for you.
Yes.
So you hit a good shot, everybody claps. Like every four-bagger, everybody's clapping.
Yes.
Like it's a really, really great camaraderie.
Yeah, and then I think that's what's cool too is, and they're very passionate and they have a lot of country pride, right?
Yes.
And it's tough to say, like, I shouldn't say that we don't see that in the U.S. because we don't know yet, right? I mean, right now the U.S. is in a unique position that when they go to these events, you're almost just excited for the other countries to succeed. It's not that real, like, you're not necessarily like, you're not walking up to a Tony Smith board and being loud and animated because you're like, there's an expectation that the U.S. is going to be the best team. But in 8 years from now, like, what does that look like, right? Because, I mean, you know, it's going to be a lot different because a lot of these European players will be at that level where they can succeed, and these country rivalries are going to come about, right? I mean, you're going to see some of these top players competing, and I can't wait for that first year that the Cornhole's in the Olympics, because I really think you're going to see a really, really tough matchup, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and
I agree.
You know, it's not going to be a cakewalk.
So there's already a little bit of a rivalry. So the Germans and the French, I'd say, are the 1 and 2s. Right? So they're always battling. So, like, even in the Sweet 16 singles that we just had, the Final Four was 1 German, 1 French, 1 German, 1 French.
Yes.
And they had to battle off. But, yeah, it's pretty cool to see.
And I believe in the finals is 1 German player, 1 French player, correct? I know Mathieu is in the finals, but is... Oh, I can't remember who else. It's Rico, I believe, right? Is Rico... I think Rico is from Germany, but I'll check. I'll triple check. Yeah, it's Rico's in the finals. Nice. So yeah, just to further, you know, point out your case there, it's our first budding rivalry between countries.
Right.
Meanwhile, here we do have a 9-4 game right now. Katarina up, but Heidi can go in for points, and she's going to get back on the scoreboard, make it 9-6.
Heidi mainly only throwing fast side. Katarina's throwing both, actually. So she missed to the right and then just went all fast side to just finish up.
You know, it's so funny. I was talking to Katarina like when I first met her, and I was like, "Yeah, you even got the good bags. Those Viper R's right now are like, hot cakes right now. They're like one of the most popular bags in the United States." She's like, "Oh, somebody just handed these to me. Somebody gave them to me. I had no idea." I was like, if someone was giving away Viper R's in the United States right now, yeah. But I got a kick out of it. I mean, that's another thing that's cool and exciting to see is like a lot of these players are finding what bags they like. Like at first, everybody's playing essentially with the same equipment, so they don't really know the difference. But then I've even just seen over the past year like how much you're seeing stylistically some players wanting to throw some bags over the others.
So even within months, since that German Open, everybody had, it looked like they bought like a whole batch of Gladiators, right? So it was suede on one side and then a 9 fast side. So all they would do is just throw the fast side.
Right, yeah.
And they would throw 40 foot in the air because they're used to the 2-foot boards.
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah,
they played on the 2-foot boards, so they would throw insanely high, and they're really good at airmails here or in Germany because they only played on 2-foot boards. So they have like a leg up on the airmail game. So they're similaristic style to like Frank Modlin where they're going to slide and then airmail.
Oh, it just gets a little bit off to the right. It's going to be another point there for Heidi Janka there. But yeah, that's a good point about the boards, and you can see that style in a lot of players, right? A lot of them, again, just getting into it relative everything. It is the technique right now that I see from a lot of Europeans is it is kind of a downward-facing bag that is a little bit wobbly and it goes through the air. They're all pretty accurate down the center, and just like how the American game was revolutionized, it'll start to get revolutionized by those players that can really get that flat bag that they can begin to manipulate, right?
Okay.
Something they can push a lot of bags, they can throw cuts, they can throw everything. Because right now, it really becomes, it's slider airmail right now. And if you're blocking, there's not a lot of players that have the power and the type of bag to be able to push through a lot of that traffic.
Correct.
And a big bag there by Katarina.
So nowadays, though, like when I was learning, it was you don't have a flat bag, you're not good.
Right.
But with the way the fast bags are, it's better to throw nose down slightly than it is to throw flat.
Correct, because it's too fast.
Correct, and it will catch the hole more nose down. And it's better for an airmail because you're looking at more of the hole because the bag's coming straight down.
But the downside is
you can't push.
You can't push.
Right.
Right.
But with how fast these boards are in Europe, I would think having like for example, so we'll use Viper R's. Having that fast side, it would be able to push through easily.
Yes, but you're talking, oh, big airmail there by
Shot.
Chenka. The difference, though, is honestly, and that's a good push. I mean, that was a pretty good push. Again, using that slick side, though. When you travel to America or you start playing Americans, they're going to find a way to block no matter what.
Correct.
I mean, I know you. You'd pull out slide rights if you needed to in order to start blocking the hole. In order, if that's how you think stylistically, you'd be successful.
You're talking, big.
That was a four-bagger right there by Katarina. She's going to go up 13-10.
But even like, I'll use like Frank Malin as an example. Like last year, before he developed the roll bag, he was still successful sliding and airmailing.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a great push.
That's true.
But
he's
as long as
deadly airmail, not not like good.
No,
like he's elite, like best in the world type of airmail. If you're going to be successful, which is fine. We even see the same thing from Matt Guy. Like when Matt Guy is succeeding nowadays, when he's winning, it's because he's shooting 85% on airmails. I mean, you can't bank on that happening, every percent of the time.
But do you think Matt Guy's airmail percentage would be higher if he had a nose down bag? Because his bag's wobbly, but it's flatter than if it was nose down. Because now you're looking at a bigger hole.
It
You know
it
what I
could.
mean?
It's a good theory and something I hadn't really thought about before, right? Because your point is smaller. That's actually kind of hitting the board physically. It's not a bad theory.
That's why Jimmy McGuffin has such a great airmail, because of how high and angled his bag is. He backside's no problem.
Jimmy Humans, the Cornhole junior professor.
Oh man.
Setting up for a wash here, in for a wash. Oh, and it just drips back in.
Benefits of the fast side.
15-10.
This is the semifinals.
Yep, semifinals, and let's see where we are. Carrie Shillelagh is up 13-5 on Rainy Shaloud.
So it did look like the boards are getting stickier. Yesterday they were pretty fast. This morning they were like a good speed. They were like a medium.
It's just because it's so warm in here.
You're right.
I mean, it's warm.
Yeah, so
it's not very humid, but it's warm.
Even during that whatever.
Oh, Katarina asking the crowd if she should airmail it. They say, yeah, she's going up, and she knocks two in.
Good shot.
That's kind of the second time that's kind of she's been benefit for kind of just staying close to the front of the hole. She hasn't put enough on it to be a clean airmail, but she did knock two in.
Asking the crowd if she should airmail it. They say, yeah, she's going
Big
up.
Bag. But yeah, like I said, it is warmer in here than it like most tournaments that we go to in the States. I mean, it's probably, I'm not going to give you guys Celsius here, but it's probably 75, 77 degrees in here. I mean, I'm not like sweating, but it's warm.
Yeah, so one of the Germans was like, oh, how cold is it back home? And I was like, oh, it's about like 60 to 80. And he's like, he just didn't understand. And I'm like, Fahrenheit. He's like, oh, it's going to be like 32 here. It's going to be really nice. I'm like, 32? Where's my jacket?
Oh, a good round there by Heidi.
Able to steal two.
Gonna make it 16. Oh no, did she get? Oh no, I forgot she had one off the back.
Oh yeah.
17-10.
My bad.
And Katarina got first bag still, but I will say this much, Jimmy. This is almost identical to what I saw in the Rounders game between these two.
Okay.
And Katarina kind of had the lead pretty much the whole way, and then it was something. This is what started to happen. Opened it up, and now you're open for a 4 spot.
Now, do you like a block here?
No, I would have gone through it.
Okay.
I would have gone through. I mean, although I like to throw hard, right? And that's partly why, right? Because now you're just looking at 2. Even if you just go in,
Right.
you're going to get your 2, which is a big round. But
Pretty much the whole way.
worst case scenario, if you don't
And
throw
then
it hard enough, you push
this is
hers
what
in,
started
she's
to
got to
happen.
execute a
Open
perfect
it
block, and
up,
then you got,
man.
if she misses that, you got an opportunity for 6, honestly. I'm easy peasy, Charco. I watched the game in front of me. Honestly, I'm so used to TV. Charco, who is our wonderful support from Wicked Wood. I've learned from TV, so this is a little bit of a behind the scenes tidbit for you guys. I've learned not to watch the monitors. I watch everything in real time because a lot of the ACL productions that we do are what they call REMI productions. And a REMI production means that everything is done, all the camera and all the actual physical hardware equipment is on site. But the only other person that's on site is one producer. Everything else is done remotely out of the base in Indianapolis for Tupelo, who is our production company. So what happens is all of that camera equipment, it captures the audio and video, it sends it all the way to Indianapolis, and then the feed is sent back to us. So when I'm looking at my monitors, my telestrator operates on almost a 1.5 second delay. So the 1.5 second delay, if I'm trying to watch it in real time, if I called it based on what I see in the monitors, it would sound weird. It would be it hits, and I'd be like, and it's in. It would just sound weird. So I actually have trained myself that if we're not doing a live on-site production, which most of the time we're doing a REMI, I end up having to just watch the game in real time. I don't really look at my monitors. The only time I do is when I draw the telestrator, and I have a 1/2 second window in between what I'm saying is relevant and what it's not. So sometimes I won't even draw on my telestrator because I know by the time I draw on it, the audience is going to see it, and it's not going to make any sense. It's kind of weird.
Gotcha.
It's kind of weird. So that's why I don't like to use a monitor.
So let me ask you this question. So we'll use Spencer's, right? So it was televised. The player mics. So some of them, you could turn them on and off, right?
Yes.
So I know there's a lot of trash talk in the last one, but watching it back, you couldn't hear really any of it.
That's because there are some players, if you cuss once, you lose your privilege to be on a mic.
Okay.
So there were some players that said a cuss word early in the tournament, and they got their mics completely turned off for the rest of it. Whereas if you remember when Mark Richards and Alex Hicks towards the end, you could hear everything they're saying because Alex Hicks isn't dropping F-bombs on the on the player mic, right? So that's why you could hear Alex Hicks and Mark Richards completely clearly, but you couldn't hear Jay Rubin and Jordan Power.
Right.
And a lot of time when they were talking, it's at some point you lose your. You have to cut it, right? If they can't keep it clean, then you just can't use it.
This bag kind of has to be in.
Bag kind of has to be in, says Jimmy Human. So she's going to go take a look at it. What are we sitting, 5-on-3 right now?
We are.
No, we're sitting
5-on-3.
5-on-3, yes, 5-on-3. 2-point round. If you laid up, then really she's just going to bump it.
Right.
And she could bump it and go off.
Correct.
She could sacrifice the bag. So
I like a slide
I'm kind of
here.
in your agreement with it's kind of got to be in here.
Unless you could somehow bunch the right side of the hole, but I don't see that happening without having an elite level cut bag. Okay.
All right, we'll knock
Fingers
one
crossed,
bag
toes
in
crossed.
for the win. She's going tacky side. She's going up, trying to attack it, and that bag is...
It moved and then it pinched.
And it stopped. It's just going to be 2 points. Katarina will sit on 20.
That's crazy.
It's Bilats, right? Bilats?
Yes.
Close? One of the two? Okay.
Yes, if I remember correctly. Belats.
All right, bag's kind of cluttered up here. Oh, and that's bad news. Because, but she only needed a point, so it's actually not the end of the world, but Heidi's got to get a bag in here.
Bar of soap action. just to drop one of them.
Gonna take her second timeout, and pretty plain and simple. It's right now it's 5-3 on the board. Gives up one, can't have it.
So if she comes into that Viper R, fast side down, really, really hard, it will unwedge her other 2 bags on the left for them to fall.
Maybe I like that, or I like actually across the face of the whole clip.
Okay.
To maybe get your bag in.
Not
Oh,
hard
and she
enough.
went too much at it, and that is going to do it. Katarina going to get the W and advance to the women's singles final here at the European Open. And it looks
Big
like
win.
she's going to be taking on the winner of Rainey Shailou or Carrie Shillelagh. And that game is currently 18-16. Woo! What a game.
Yeah.
What a game.
Crazy.
That was a good one. All right. Well, if you want some more of that action, you don't want to go anywhere. Trey Ryder and Jimmy Humans bringing you more live action from ACL Europe Open 2023. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, Cornhole fans, to the Stade Charlotte here. That was terrible. In Paris, France. Here for our 2023 ACL Europe Open. And we are down to our finals here of the women's singles event.
Trey Ryder, I'm all kinds of excited for this one.
Why would you be excited for this one?
Oh, my
Tornado?
woman is in this one. She just played a great game, too. And ever since she got in the bracket at single elimination, she's been on a heater. And I can tell you that she struggled. She's struggling this round right here. But she struggled earlier on in the day. Bag selection was a little tough because a lot of the bags that she was using were sticking, kicking, and doing everything. She hits an airmail right there, but unfortunately dragged her opponent's bag in. And the young lady from Croatia, I did not catch her name.
Yes, it's Katarina Balac, but
Katarina.
she goes, apparently, I learned in the break, she goes by Kate, or
Kate.
Kate,
Okay.
right? Because it's, or Kata.
Kate.
Yeah, you can call her Kate.
I'm
trying
Kate.
to bring the, oh yeah. Cuss is like, turn that music off, bro.
All right, so 2-0 Kate. Lady Tornado with 2 shanks, unfortunately. That cost her 2 points. I think she's going to get back on track quickly here, though.
All right, I'm trying to see.
Round is evened up right here. Lady Tornado with an airmail shot. She's thinking about it. I know she wants to load up and go for it. She tried to hit it. She's off the back. It's only going to cost her 1. That's not too bad right there. I love the aggressiveness. All right, 3-0 in favor of Kate. Lady T off to the right with 1. Oh, Kate's off the back. Lady T with an opportunity for points right here.
Ooh, another one off the right-hand side.
Go in for 2, and she's going to take it. Score that round 8-on-6. Score of the match is 3-2. Kate with the lead. Carrie Shillelagh. Her real name. She's going to have control of the board. First bag heading back the other way. Good blocker right there. Oh, the back hitting kick. I like an airmail right there. I like an airmail here. Off the back, that's good. Shoot another one. Oh, she goes for the push shot. Oh, almost working the roll bag there. Kat's gonna strike for 1, score that one 4-on-3. 4-2 in favor of Kate. Not Kat. Kate. Katarina or
Katarina.
Kata. All right. I'm working these names. We talked about this earlier. I can't pronounce English names. Forget trying to pronounce European names.
Ooh, roll bag.
Ha. Unplanned. Unplanned roll bag. All right. Kat can still strike for a point. Kate. Katrina can still get a point here. Now she'll still get 3 points here. All right, she's in. Katrina's at 8. Carrie's at 2. Carrie's going to cough up 5.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be.
It's 8-on-3. It's a 5 spot. All right, 9-2.
9-2.
What else we got on the docket today, Trey Ryder?
All right, so we got some of our, we got some of the matches from the World Cup. We got the rounders today. The final bracket play will be tomorrow. We're going to at least go through all of those. We'll get some of that on the live stream. Not sure if we'll get any of the blind draw on the live stream, just depending on timing.
Yep.
And then, of course, tonight we get the big broadcast. It'll be at 6 p.m.
local time.
6
which would
p.m.
be,
local
yep,
time, which will be
time,
noon
East Coast.
Eastern or 9 a.m. on the West Coast. But you guys are watching. You guys can't be watching on the West Coast right now. If you're watching on the West Coast,
We're
you
going to
got.
at least go through all of those.
You are.
Well, actually, it's not too bad. I think it's, what, 6 a.m. out on the West Coast, 6:15?
Right now, it would be 5:15.
5:15. 5:15.
Yeah, so maybe if you're
Just
a real
waking up.
early bird.
Yeah. Just waking up and you have nothing better to do with your life than scour around on Facebook.
First
I
bag
mean,
by.
what else do you do when you wake up? Like, who doesn't go to their phone right away?
Yep.
Right? And with
It's
ACL
true.
cornhole on, what else would you want to do?
Exactly. A push there by Kata. Doesn't go all the way. Goes off the board. And she does block it up. Airmail opportunity for Shillelagh.
Oh,
She
got one in.
knocks
She opened
one
up
in.
the lane, though, in doing so. It's a good sneak bag right there. Lady team may want to be on the board here for one. I don't think she's going to go down. She's going to go down swinging. And that was a bag where she was going for it. And I'm okay with that. Opportunity now.
Bag is way short.
Yeah, that's not collectible. Oh, tough hop. Need this one in.
Visibly frustrated from Carrie Shillelagh.
Well, she's had some opportunities, so that one got away from her.
10-2.
Still got a long way to go in this one. Another opportunity here. Good bag.
Kata Belatz uses that bag to get in front.
She bullied her own bag out of the lane. Carrie should be able to hit this on the slick side. Oh, that down. What the bag stuck to her hand.
And you can still maybe collect this bag for a point.
She could still get it. She's got to hit it going up the board, across. She's got to hit it just right.
Oh, and she's off the back. Is that going to
Are we still live? Okay. Lady T with her work cut out for her. One miss right here. One bag left or right, which constitutes as a miss. Could do her in. She's got to keep them all straight. More importantly, she's got to stay even or better, and that could be it. In the words of Trey Ryder, 4-bagger could win it. The roll bag right there. Lady T's got to go in with this bag. Kat's going to have to pull that bag. She can shoot the airmail. Instead, she went after it. Lady T is going to get 2.
She's going to get 2.
Working her way back in. Still got a ways to go. Hey, Trey, can I tell you a secret about her? She's going to tense up when it gets tight. If it gets to like 19 to 18, okay, that's what she's going to tense up. Right now, she's nice and loose and relaxed, and she's playing.
19-12.
Folks gathered around. Watch this. Carrie goes in with her first bag. Trina's off to the right.
Yeah. Oh, it gives it right back.
Off to the left. Lady T still with another opportunity. She can get to 10. She can get points here. Work one bag at a time, one round at a time. She's not out of it. The bag hanging on the board to the right looks like it's about to fall off.
It does.
Kat can go in for 1 if she can collect this.
And she does.
It's only 1.
It's going to be 1 point. Kata Balatz up 20-12.
Lady T caught a break with that bag falling off the board. If that bag had stayed on, that would have been matched. Lady T with another life. See if she can do something with it. All right, she's got to keep them straight. It's off to the right. That's not straight.
Got a tough lane for Kata, but she's in.
As long as she keeps them between the 2 bags, it should be all right. Oh, now an opportunity for 2. Oh.
Oh, and way
shank.
off to the right there.
3 points would be huge right here if she can get it.
She's in for 3, 20-15. It is a barn burner on court 16 for this women's singles championship. Kata Balatz.
She's creeping.
1 point away. Carrie Shillelagh 6 points away.
Oh, it was 17-2 or 17-4 at one point. Lady T has worked her way back to within 5. 6 will win it. She's down 5.
Back and forth they go.
Yep. The Tornado with another opportunity. Oh no, oh no, oh no, not off the board.
And now this turns into this next bag by Shillelagh has got to be in, and then Kata Balatz will have a shot for the win. This is in for the win and a championship, and it is in.
Congratulations, Katrina.
Katarina or Kata Balatz from Croatia, your women's singles champion of Europe. And she'll get the hardware to go along with it. Carrie Shillelagh, so close, 2nd place finish.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my woman. I'm proud of her. She finished 2nd place out here. We'll take it.
2nd place, traveling all the way from America. What a journey to get that 2nd place. And now Croatia gets their first trophy of the weekend. And what a performance by Kata. Woo. She's the top female in Europe now, and she earned it. And Croatia getting some hardware on the weekend. Wow, wow, wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we're going to get, are we getting the senior singles final? All right, next up, senior singles final. Coming up next here live on Livestream Court. Back right after this.